is Jennifer Coolidge. The American Heart Association says the disco song Stayin' Alive is the near-perfect beat for hands-only CPR. If you see a teen or adult collapse from cardiac arrest, you only need 2 steps to help save a life. Call 911 and push hard and fast in the center of the chest to the beat of the song Stayin' Alive. Disco is back and it's saving lives. To learn more, go to heart.org/hands-only-CPR.
Nationally supported by the WellPoint Foundation.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Storyteller's Campfire. This is Lady Celeste Juris. I'm hosting for our afternoon program. Yesterday, as many of you know, Amazon held their Prime Day sale, and it was part of their 20-year anniversary. It was a way for people to say, for Amazon to say to their customers and new potential customers, thanks for stopping by. It was also a way for people to enjoy Prime Day 2015. The intent of the program was for people to find great deals, deals that were better than Black Friday. It was also a way for people to join Prime and to have access to lightning deals, unlimited photo storage, access to exclusive movies, Kindle books, and to take part of a Prime subscription on a free trial basis for a month. There were lots of shopping deals that were supposed to be the deal of the day, and it was an opportunity for people to sign up for daily deals through your email so you wouldn't miss out as they came up. It was also an opportunity for people to Facebook, receive updates and deals about exclusive Amazon content. It gave many people the opportunity to follow Amazon deals on Twitter and talk about the deals of the day and what they were getting. It was also an opportunity for people to download the Amazon mobile app and get the shopping deals from anywhere you were in the world. People could also install the app and put special features right there at their fingertips, whether it was through a tablet or an iPhone. So what was interesting about this day is that it had a few rough edges. Many people enjoyed the Amazon Prime Day sale. However, in the rough spots, they got a lot of lashback and roasting at the expense of Amazon. But here's where Amazon is going to succeed. In the very first few hours of the day, over 700,000 people were posting on Facebook, Twitter, through all the social medias, comments about the Prime Day sale. By the morning of the 16th, after the sale was over 1 million people were on social medias posting information. Now, yes, there was a little bit of negative publicity that was going with the campaign, but Amazon is getting a lot of free advertising out of the deal. So if you're one of those who are posting comments, their name is being driven, their search engines, their tags, their meta tags, their media, and all the hype that goes with it. So they are gaining literally millions in free advertising by the public. So that's really not a bad deal for Amazon. And I'm sure in the future they will continue to make improvements on the Prime Day sale. But now here's the real side of Amazon. Amazon has authors who have had their books exclusively on Amazon, and they also wanted to take advantage of the sale. So, today, here on Storytellers Campfire, one of our well-known guests who is featured on Amazon and is an award-winning author, John-Nuckel, who wrote the trilogy, is here with us today. Now, he wrote the-vig-grit-blind-trust, and I want to welcome to the campfire John-Nuckel. Welcome. Nice to have you back.
Oh, it's always great to be with you, Lady Sailor. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm kind of having fun myself with the Amazon Prime Day.
Yeah.
And all the little comments. It's quite a phenomenon.
Yeah. It's like a sidewalk sale on the internet.
Yes, exactly. And how are things in New York for you?
Oh, very nice. Beautiful weather. I'm inside now, but I'm getting back outside as soon as we're done here and maybe put some burgers on the grill.
Oh, that sounds good. Now, I know you have been really busy, John. I have been following you, of course, not just when you come on our show, but I know that you're doing other things as well, too, to promote your work and books. And, you know, one thing that I really have been enjoying is listening to the International Radio Tour. And I've actually been very impressed with those shows. It seems to me like it's a little more, like the old radio theater style.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. It really is. It's a lot of fun. It's a unique idea, a great approach, and I think it's very appealing to the listeners. And with this trilogy, which is the Vig, and then the sequel is Grit, and Blind Trust is a part of the ongoing story. We've had, for the Vig show, we had my friend Garfield Maitland, who is also a voiceover actor, very accomplished. He's been appeared in a lot of places. He sounds like the voice of God. It's beautiful to hear him speak. So he did some of the dramatic readings for the Vig, and I'm really excited for the Grit show coming up. It's going to be a number of different readings, and what I think is really good about it, and I hope we follow through with the Blind Trust show also, is that, as the author, it's a little awkward for me to be speaking about the things that I wrote. I'd rather just write them. And to hear other people read my words it's a lot more comfortable for me than for me speaking about my words. So I think it's a great idea, and I think anyone who tunes in will really love it.
I agree with that, John. I think when you get to hear your own words come to life, you're not only hearing, or you're not only reading as you would in a book, but the hearing is actually opening up all different senses. So you're actually feeling the emotion in the book, and you're right, Garfield Maitland, he did a phenomenal job in the
really did.
for the Vig. So I'm excited for people to hear it as well.
Yes.
So let our listeners just get a little preview. I know today we're going to focus on the Vig for the latter part of the show, and people are going to get to hear that with Garfield Maitland. But why don't you tell people, just give us a preview. What's the trilogy about?
Well, it starts with The Vig, is the first novel in the trilogy, and it's I guess it falls in the category of financial thrillers, but it really isn't very financial, and I look at my books as more character-driven rather than event-driven. So it really is a deep dive into the personality of the three main characters, and what they do and why they do it, and what their you can, from knowing their character and their personality, you can understand and sometimes almost anticipate what they're going to do next. And I think that's I like that. I don't like just cut and dried characters, bad guy, good guy. There's a little bit of bad guy, good guy in just about everyone in my books. And then Grit is a direct follow-up to the Vig, and Grit starts the day that the Vig ended. So that is, and that really concludes this little dance between these three characters that you knew was going, from reading the Vig, you knew was going to end up in a head-on collision. So that's how Grit ended. And what I thought was interesting was, I wasn't going to make it a trilogy, but when I wrote my third book, Blind Trust, I just liked the characters so much, and I wanted to create a new. It's almost like their own little organization that the remaining characters have, that they and they go on to do. There's other things, and there's other thrillers, and there's financial shenanigans and all of that. But really, Blind Trust I look at more as a book about relationships, a relationship-driven book, and the interaction between each of the characters, and how the interaction or the bonding of some of the characters, how that bonding leads to actions, as the book progresses. So I liked writing that one. And Blind Trust I actually dedicated to the people I used to work with down on the floor of the stock exchange, because there was a lot of camaraderie and there was a lot of bonding, and there was a lot of noise, and there was some violence also. So I thought it would be a good touch. So that really is how the trilogy is right now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a very interesting trilogy, and there's lots of different facets to it. Like you mentioned, there is this center structure of the financial and corporate world, kind of at the heart and the center, but then there's all these other elements that are kind of revolving around this center, and I really like the way that you display it in the book. And as Rich would say, our host Rich, he would say, you really do cut to the chase. It's you get to the point, which is a nice thing, a nice feature on your books.
Yeah, well, that really is that. By using the financial industry as the the overarching theme, it is a very cut-to-the-chase type of industry. So people within this industry, it would make sense for the character to pick up the phone and say, yeah, what do you want? Instead of saying, oh, hello, how are you? Because that's how they pick up the phone on the trading floors. So there's there's a built-in urgency, there's a built-in pace that is I think someone described it as metronomic, like tick-tock, tick-tock, it's moving. And that's how, after all, I worked for years where they rang a bell in the morning and they rang a bell at the end of the day. They had to get everything done within those two bells.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. The other thing I just wanted to mention briefly, John, the video for the Vig.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was quite
it's
striking.
unbelievable. Yes, it really is. I don't know. I mean, I love it. It's so hard for me to, I look at these things and I hear these readings. You're talking about the readings, and I just heard someone sent a demo to me of reading a section, and I was so moved to hear someone else's voice doing my words, and it's strange where you look and go, wow, that's pretty good, even though you're the one who created it. And that's the same thing with the video. Now I see the video and I look, I'm like, wow, this must be a really good book. It's kind of hard to explain the sensation when these things start happening, but it really is great. It really is. It's wonderful.
That's good. Thank you for sharing that.